Well, let's get the show on the road by kickstarting it by answering last week's trivia question. Last week, we asked you all about AS FAR as to how many goals did they score on their way to winning the title, but also how many did they concede. Don't do it alone, always do it with my partner in crime. Brian Mofokeng joins me in studio. That the Mofokeng?
Hey, Icho, how you doing?
I'm good.
You know, everywhere I go now, I'm asked, hey, please greet Icho for some to doing that.
Really?
Hi, everybody says hi.
Hello, everyone. You know what? You can actually pull out the phone and call me. Be like,
Oh, yeah, you know, brilliant idea. You know, and it's like, you want to speak to Icho? Okay, cool. But you see, the problem is they might see your numbers.
No, but you can call me.
Okay, then
Yes.
just put them on speaker
Yes.
so you can say hi.
Yes.
Okay.
We can do that.
Okay.
You know those family members who do that? Kinala mang mang. Well, let's get into the conversation. Let's ask the trivia question. AS FAR, how many goals did they score? How many did they concede on their way to victory?
You remember that year, it was 2022, last
Yes.
year, when they eventually won against Sundowns in the final as well. They scored 10 goals and conceded just one goal.
That is insane.
Yeah, that's actually brilliant. I mean, the 4 goals they scored against Sundowns, that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because for me, Sundowns came there as favourite, having already played AS FAR in the previous edition. We thought Sundowns would really go in there and just bring it all home, but they lost, you know. And but this time around, I know you and Jess are going to be talking about the CAF Women's Champions League. I tell you, Sundowns mean business this time around. That's all I'm going to say.
Very interesting that you say they scored 10 alone, because when you look at the opening week, well, match day 1 of the CAF Women's Champions League, it wasn't even 10 goals.
No, it's been tough.
Yeah.
You know, we thought we were going to have 5 debutants and things would just be all easy for everybody else. But the debutants have come with a plan. You know, the only team that I'm worried about has to be the host team that I'm thinking, if they don't get the results today, they're probably going to be out. So I'm just crossing fingers that they hang in there, then they get to the next round, because you want to see the host team still playing the next round. That's what you want to see happening.
Well, there you have it. AS FAR scored 10 goals, conceded 1 on their way to victory last year in the CAF Women's Champions League. If you did not join in the fun, make sure that you test your knowledge with us this week. This week, we're asking you a simple question all about Al Ahly. Now, they have not beaten a South African team in South Africa, right? But South Africa has teams that have beaten Al Ahly. So the question is, which team was the first to beat the Egyptian Giants? Can't be Mamluk.
I know Chris posted something very interesting.
Yeah.
You know, our boss and Sister Shaw also posted something on his X account to say, you know, Pirates were the first team to defeat Al Ahly home and away.
Yes.
That gives you something, but they're not the first one to do it. You want to know who were the first team to do it here in South Africa to defeat Al Ahly when they came to South Africa.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, you'll be surprised who did it. You'll be thinking Sundowns?
It's not Sundowns. It can't be Sundowns.
No. You'll be surprised. Let's see. And tell us who are the coaches as well. Just to add in some flavor.
The coaches? Okay.
Yeah, tell us who are the coaches.
This is when I call Papa Jeff. But make sure that you answer that trivia question very easy. Well, not really easy, but we're asking you, which was the first South African team in South Africa to beat the Egyptian Giants, that being Al Ahly? It is at Fut Afrique. Use the hashtag, the only one that matters, hashtag Fut Afrique. Now, though, let's get the conversations on the road. There is a new CAF A license that has been introduced, well, in South Africa. I'm saying it's new because not many coaches in South Africa have the license.
Yep.
Just how much is this going to benefit our coaches in South Africa, but also the importance of the license itself?
When you talk about CAF competitions, CAF did say that unless you do hold a CAF license, you won't sit on a bench. And so I've seen some teams having to play the competition without their coaches.
Yeah.
So it's good news now, because I know Gavin Hunt has also signed up for that. Steve Barker is one of those that actually be there. Eric Tinkler is also going to be there as well. So it is very important for coaches to sit on a bench to actually have the licenses and the coaching certificates that come from their own mother bodies within the continent. Because that also has a huge buy-in going forward. You know, for me, it's one of those, and I sit down and the coach says a UEFA A. I understand it's very much recognized worldwide, but if you have one that comes from CAF as well, you are strengthening the whole setup of CAF. And also, it's very important for us to have that. So this is why it's important for people who sit on the bench to have the right paperwork, for them to really understand the modern game, how it unfolds. But sometimes you find a coach still coach like me, like a preza.
I mean, that's what I wanted to ask you, right?
Story,
that's what I wanted to ask you, because I know in South Africa, you look at the PSL, and certain teams have former players who just retired, literally, and they're now sitting on the bench.
I mean, there was a huge story recently when Bafana had to play a game, you know, and Coach Helen Keller couldn't sit on a bench. and he's assistant coach to the Hugo Bros in Bafana Code. So the question was, if SAFA is putting such stringent measures as far as coaching is concerned, why do we have assistant coach not having those papers? So I think it was a very good debate. And that is why I'm saying that it's important for all the people that are sitting on the benches to have the paperwork, because then you understand how the modern game unfolds. You know, I mean, I was watching over the weekend talking about some of the technical stuff. The only way you can understand that is by being part of that and understanding how the game goes.
Who was talking about technical stuff?
How? When? But who?
Well, I am currently doing my SAFA B license. SAFA B license, but I'm doing it through former players. So don't quote me on that. More conversations in your return.